Welcome to clickmeproject.com. Let us see the demo of code modeling of graphic composition for data warehouse report visualization. The visualization of information contained in reports is an important aspect of human-computer interaction. For both the accuracy and complexity of relationship between data must be preserved. A greater attention has to individual report visualization through different type of standard graph, for example histogram, pies. However, this kind of representation provides separate information items and gives no support to visualize the relationship, which is extremely important for most decision process. This process presents a design methodology exploiting the visual language code based on logic paradigm. The code allows to organize the visualization through code model, which graphically represent relationship between information item and can be considered a conceptual map of view. The proposed design methodology is composed of four phases: code modeling and OLAP operation pattern definition phases, which define the code model and underlying metadata information. The OLAP operation phase physically extracts the data from data warehouse, and a report visualization phase generates final visualization. Moreover, a case study of real data is provided. The code language allows us to organize visualization involving more than one type of graph that have to be composed and aggregated. Through the code model, the user can visually represent the information items and their interrelationship at different level of abstraction, keeping consistency between items and ground data. Graphic representation of scientific data or information obtained by scientific observation and pre-processing has been widely investigated. Often, the graphic representation of information has confined to specialist areas, each one developing its own professional communication technique. Less attention has been devoted to visualization of complex and heterogeneous information, variously interconnected with each other. A wide set of tools is already available for visual representation of tabular reports by means of standard graphs as histograms. This representation named code model can be considered a high-level cognitive map of complex information underlying the ground data. The choice of the final visualization layout is in terms of standard graph is left to a visualization interface, which provides the necessary implementation constructs. The OLAP operations performed to obtain the same report may be not unique. The OLAP operation patterns allowed to organize the visualization at suitable abstract level without taking into account the ground data. In other words, the effective queries are consequence of visualization design phase, and not vice versa, since they are applied when code model designed activity ends. OLAP operation pattern definition phase produce a set of operation pattern able to generate reports corresponding to code terms defined in the code model. Since OLAP operation can share data, we can find the partial order between these operation pattern. We thus organize the set of operation pattern as query lattice structure. We consider visualization involving one or more graph which can be composed and modified to visualize the complex information. According to FOL paradigm, code functions are defined to construct complex terms from terms. The input of code function is given by terms corresponding to reports. The function defines the constraints on components and data series values in input terms. The output is graphic structure that provides complex code term. This structure is an abstract graphic representation of meta information provided by considered relation between the input reports. The visualization interface suitably connects the standard graph representing input reports and draws the visualization of complex code term. This process starts from data selection and pre-processing. We take the geographical data set. After pre-processing the data set, we construct the data warehouse. After data warehouse is constructing, the OLAP operations are performed. The OLAP operation performed and final report is visualized using different format of visualization graph. Let us run our process. Our process starts with home page. In the first step, we have to select the geographical dataset. After selecting the dataset, view the contents of the dataset. This is the RDF class, RDF properties. This is the OWL. OWL stands for Ontology Web Language. This is the ontology type, Resource Description Framework. This is the data type properties, object type properties. After showing these properties, we have to parse in the domain information. After parsing the domain information, we have to process the domain information. After processing this dataset, the value should be loaded into the database. This is the data warehouse. This data warehouse contains multi-dimension: state, city and river, high point, low point and road, lake. This is the multi-dimension of the data warehouse. After constructing the data warehouse, we have to perform the operation. We have to select any one of the dimension of data warehouse and select the attributes of the data warehouse. We have to select any one of the value. After performing the operation, we have to execute the dynamic query. This is the textual report. After printing the textual report, we have to display the relationship between the attributes. Finally, the report visualization viewed using pie chart. This is the state report. Thank you.